East Knox has owned Fredericktown in recent years, winning the last 4 games in the series by an average margin of victory of 46 points. The Bulldogs have won 5 of the last 6 meetings overall and have not lost here in Fredericktown since 2014 when the Freddies won 41-7. Does that dominance continue? We're about to find out. It's the Bulldogs and the Freddies coming up next.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Welcome to week number 8 of the 2022 high school football season from Fredericktown. We're going to start things off tonight with the playing and singing of our national anthem.
Join us for the playing of our country's national anthem.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to your Hometown CPA pregame show. I am Brian Harter along with Bruce Weirich, and tonight we are in Fredericktown as the Freddies are taking on East Knox. East Knox coming into Week 8, 2-5 overall. They are 1-3 in conference play. Now, Coach, that record might be a little bit deceiving. They've had some injuries this year, a little bit of a youth movement in East Knox. The good news for the Bulldogs is Cole Delaughder, I think, is finally healthy after going through an ankle injury earlier in the season.
Yeah, Brian, we saw him earlier in the season, and, you know, he's a load. He's a big young man, and he can, you know, make things happen for you in your running game, and it really complements your quarterback when you have a good running back. And they haven't had that combination. They've been a one-factor team. All they could do is, like, throw the ball with their freshman quarterback, and anytime you stick a freshman, put all that weight on him, you're going to struggle a little bit.
And we will talk more about the quarterback situation as the game goes along. The Bulldogs started the season with a 27-13 win at Northridge. Since then, they've dropped 5 of 6, and they lost their last 2 in a row. Their only other win was a 14-7 victory over Cardington back on September 16th. Andrew Beatty, in his first season as the head coach, still very positive, very optimistic, and in fact, he looks at this conference as a very balanced conference, and his Bulldogs, who have been kind of the cream of the crop for the last few years, they're taking their lumps now, but the nucleus of this team is pretty young. So they get through this season, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I think they're still going to have something to say about the conference race as the season heads down the stretch this year.
Yeah, you can still be the spoiler, and East Knox is really starting to build their team up, and the coach is doing a great job motivating his young team. He's got a lot of freshmen and sophomores out there, and when you have a quarterback out there that's a sophomore that's going to lead your team, that's nothing but bright stars in the future.
So coming on the road to Fredericktown, the keys for East Knox tonight, if they're going to go out of here with a victory, what do they need to do to make sure they come out on top?
Well, one of the things East Knox got to do, they got to run the football. You got to take that big back Lauderdale. You got to run him. You got to establish the line of scrimmage, and the second thing they got to do is they got to keep their offense very simple. When you have a freshman at quarterback, you don't want to throw a lot of weight on him. You want it to be very simple. Hand the ball right, hand the ball left. Let the back do what he does best. And the third thing is when you have a freshman at quarterback, you don't want to put him in a passing situation where he runs into problems. So you want to do a short, quick passing game. Try to keep the pressure on him. Let him complete some passes and get a little confidence before you go for the home run ball.
Now on the other side, Fredericktown is 4-3 overall. They are 2-1 in the KMAC. They're very much in the thick of things. They lost a tough one last week at Loudonville, 38-35, despite 221 yards and 4 touchdowns from Tegan Rule. By the way, we're going to be looking at probably 2 of the best running backs in the KMAC tonight in Tegan Rule and Delaughder for East Knox.
Well, you and I have talked about this before. You might be a tailback man, but I am an offensive line guy. And if you have 2 backs and if they can run the football, you know, they're going to use their ability a little bit, but you got to look at that offensive line. If your offensive line is healthy, I don't care who you put in the backfield, they're going to have a good game.
Now, if the season ended today, Fredericktown would be in the playoffs. They are 14th in their region. They moved up to Division 5, so they would be in the postseason right now, and they're kind of thinking about that a little bit, but they have some goals for this season, not just making the playoffs.
Yeah, talking to the coach before the game, Brian, he's down there, he says, we're taking it one game at a time. We got our goals set before us, win the conference. If we can't win it, we're going to be the spoilers. We're going to help determine who wins the conference.
So now the keys for Fredericktown tonight, and they're very similar to what we saw with East Knox, and it starts with a good ground game.
Right. You know, first thing they want to do is control the line of scrimmage. Offensive, defensively, you want to get after it. East Knox is a young team. Take your veteran offensive, defensive line and create havoc up there. And the second thing you want to do, anytime a team has a freshman quarterback, you want to put pressure on them. You're not going to sit back, let him throw the ball and build a little confidence. You want to attack him from the outside. You want to bring your linebackers. You want to go after him. And number 3, Fredericktown, they did it last week. You want to control the football and you want to score. running the ball.
So back to East Knox for a second in the quarterback situation. Brayson Davis was the starter earlier in the year. Andy Beatty told me they made the switch in part because they wanted to get Brayson Davis out in space. We saw his ability to run the football when he was playing quarterback, so they felt it was an opportunity offensively for them to get a little bit more offensive production out of him, and it also gives the freshman quarterback a target to throw to, and so far it has been working because he has played very well catching the football, has Brayson Davis.
And I'll guarantee you when they're in the huddle and that freshman's feeling a little bit of pressure, he's getting a pat on the back from the old quarterback. And that's what makes this team go. That's what's making it happen. And I don't like a two-quarterback system. I don't like moving one in, one series, another one. You have two skilled athletes. I think East Knox is doing a great job putting them both on the field at the same time.
Coach Beatty was telling me that Brayson Davis also took the switch in stride, took it very, you hear the word professional, but he has been a very good supporter of Lester, and feels that the future, obviously, for this program is Jax Lester playing quarterback, obviously the brother of Peyton Lester. He's been compared to him a lot. He also has an older brother who also played quarterback here, and Coach Beatty feels like Jax is kind of the blend of the prior two Lester brothers, and that could spell trouble for the KMAC in the next few years.
I've been in situations where in my 10 years in Ontario, I started a sophomore twice, and it put a little pressure on me. One time I did it, and the upperclassmen didn't accept it. We struggled as a football team. The other time I did it, everybody loved it, and we won. So the attitude of your seniors when you put a freshman quarterback in there means everything to your team, and we'll see what happens tonight.
Now, I'm excited to see number 19 for Fredericktown tonight. Tegan Rule, the leading ball carrier in the KMAC. Last week, 221 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns against Loudonville. That was a game that they lost. But we have seen some very good individual performers in the KMAC this year, and Tegan Rule is right up there with the best this league has to offer.
Yeah, we've seen 6-7 ball games already. We've seen a lot of nice running backs, and again, a lot of it looks at that offensive line and the maturity of them, how they can open the gaps. Anytime you can get a ball carrier that has natural ability, he's got good strength, he's got great balance, he's got speed. Anytime you can get him through that first wave, that defensive line, and get him into the secondary, in the open space, he's going to create havoc.
Fredericktown won the opening coin toss, and they will receive, which is something that we do not see a lot. We see a lot of teams deferring to the second half, but Fredericktown is going to take the football to start things off here tonight as we get ready to kick off week number 8 of the 2022 high school football season.
Yeah, why sit back and wait? Let's put this offense on the board, and let's make something happen immediately.
It is eerily quiet down here in Fredericktown as we await the opening kickoff, and it's a cool night for football.
I was just going to say that. I think we're starting to get into football weather. And, when it's hot, players struggle out there sometimes. But I was talking to a few of the Fredericktown players after their Loudonville loss, and they said they had a great week of practice. The weather was nice. Everybody felt good. Everybody is looking forward to this nice ball game.
Trevor Bellman and Kaid Carpenter back to receive for the Freddies. And the Fredericktown Freddies looking for that third win in the KMAC here in 2022.
The officials are kind of holding us up. Maybe it's a commercial break like the NFL.
A media timeout here already, and the game has not even started yet. Now we are set to go, and the ball is on the tee, and we are ready to get underway here in Fredericktown. Kickoff is going to be out of bounds on the near side of the field, and that is where Fredericktown will start with the football. Let's take a look at the offensive starters for the Freddies. They are led by their quarterback, number 3, Ben Mass, 464 yards on the season and 4 touchdowns. Tegan Rule, the leading ball carrier in the conference, coming off of that 221-yard performance last week against Loudonville. Kaid Carpenter is their leading receiver, 12 catches, 107 yards on the season and 1 touchdown. They will spot the ball at the 35-yard line. Mast will come up under center, and as you like, they got the I backfield. That's Rule. His first carry of the game up to the 40 before he is brought down by Brayson Davis. The defensive starters for the Bulldogs, they're led by Jacob Naybarger, team high 8 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks. Blake Elliott, the outstanding sophomore linebacker, leads the team in tackles with 48.
I love it when there's 2 backs in the backfield. One of them's actually a guard blocking. Now they have 3 back there.
Now they'll split the backs. They stay on the ground. And that's Bellman. And the ball up to about the 42-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
They're trying to establish the line of scrimmage by running the ball. See if you get a little play-action play here now.
Rule lining up as the tailback. He'll get the call. Left side. He's got the first down across the 45-yard line. Blake Elliott coming up from the linebacker spot to make the tackle, but that's what they want to do. They want to run between the tackles, and they want to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And that's what you have to do. And when you look at this, they are going to control the flow of the game and the clock. You can't score. East Knox's offense cannot score if they do not have the ball.
First drive of the ball game for the Freddies. 1st and 10 at the just over the 45-yard line. That's Carpenter in motion. He'll take the handoff and turns the corner to the right side, has the first down, and then some down the far sideline. And he's finally going to be brought down about the 10-yard line. Kaid Carpenter with a nice carry for the Freddies, and he sets up a first down in the red zone.
He'll take
Not
the
a bad.
And turns the corner.
You know, it's a 45-yard run, puts them in scoring position, puts them in the red division. The young man's got size. Look at him run. Nice run.
Ball down to the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Freddies. Bellman lines up in the backfield. Actually, that's number 21, Hoflick. And Hoflick off the right side. Gets a couple. So to bring up 2nd down and goal from the 8.
I like that they're running the ball, trying to establish a line of scrimmage. One of the keys is to win that line of scrimmage. Anytime you see your offensive linemen, those guards pulling, you have a very active offensive line. Fredericktown does a lot of pulling with their offensive linemen.
Back to the ground again and close to the end zone. The ball is loose, and I think they're going to say that Rule was down before the ball went into the end zone, and that'll set up a 3rd and goal as they'll spot it just shy or just inside the 1-yard line.
That was close, but the official's right on top of it. His knee was on the ground before the ball came out. The ground cannot cause a fumble because once you're down, you are down.
That was a good call by the officials, and it'll be 3rd down. And Rule lines up as the tailback. And Mast is going to keep it himself. Surges forward, and does he get in? There's no sign yet. Yes, it's a touchdown for the Freddies. So a quarterback keeper by Ben Mast, and Fredericktown is on the board.
And there's a flag on the air.
Let's see if the touchdown stands. There's a flag laying in the end zone.
Personal
and it's
foul.
going to be a personal foul against Fredericktown. The touchdown,
good.
So they'll assess it on the kickoff. So Mast will get into the end zone. That'll be his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season.
I like how he followed his offensive line, saw where the gap was, took advantage of it, touchdown.
Actually, they will assess the penalty on the extra point. So that will, in essence, make it a 35-yard field goal. So Luke Vion will attempt this from the 25-yard line. And the kick is up. It's got plenty of distance. And it is no good. 8:31 to go in the first quarter. The Freddies with a 6-0 lead. We'll be back to Fredericktown after this.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Ben Mast with a 1-yard touchdown run. The extra point is no good. So Fredericktown with a 6-0 lead. 8:31 to go in the first quarter. And they're about to give the football to the Bulldogs of East Knox. There was an unsportsmanlike conduct call after the touchdown was scored. So that moved the extra point out. And Luke Vion was unable to connect. And the kickoff taken by the Bulldogs up across 25 to the 27. The offensive starters for the Bulldogs, they are led by the freshman quarterback, Jax Lester, his 4th start of the season, 144 yards and 3 touchdowns on the campaign. Cole Delaughder, the junior, 603 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. He did miss some time with an ankle injury, but he is back and at 100%. Carson Steinmetz, the leading receiver, 39 grabs, 505 yards, and 3 touchdowns from the senior. So Lester out of the shotgun. Anxious to see this freshman quarterback coach running this offense here for the Bulldogs. And we're going to see a lot of that tonight. Cole Delaughder with his first carry, and he is swarmed under as he tried to get to the 30. Coming up to make the play was Xavier Mullins. The defensive starters for the Freddies, led by the linebacking core, Mason Hofleck, 62 tackles on the season. Trevor Bellman also outstanding, 36 tackles, 4 of those for losses. Kaid Carpenter, who had that big run on the first drive, leads the backfield, 24 tackles. He's also got 2 interceptions on the season. They go back to the ground. Again, that's Delaughder. Dives forward to the 35, so it'll be 3rd down and about 3. And on the stop for the Freddies is Hofleck coming up from that linebacking spot.
And I like what East Knox is doing. They're taking the pressure off the quarterback. Give the ball to the big man, let him run it.
Coach Beatty very excited about Delaughder finally being healthy, he feels, coming into the stretch run here of the season. In fact, making the defensive start tonight for the first time since he had that ankle injury. Now they go to the ground. That's Elliott getting his first carry of the night, and he's going to be close to the first down. Hofleck in on the stop, but it's going to be 4th and short. It'll be 4th and about a yard, and they're not going to take a chance here as they're going to punt it away from their own 37.
Nice defensive stand, but I don't know. They still got their offense out there.
Well, Delaughder is the punter.
And they're lining up.
Tight to the line of scrimmage. Let's see what they elect to do. They're going to take it, and Lester's going to surge forward. And the offensive line, I like the call.
Very good call. You have nothing to lose. You're playing on the enemy's field. You're down here at Fredericktown. You got nothing to lose. Give it all you got, and first down.
Just follow the interior of that line to the freshman quarterback. And no doubt about that as that line surged and got the Bulldogs a first down. This is Delaughder again trying to bounce to the outside. He was slowed up by Trevor Bellman and unable to turn the corner.
Fredericktown's kind of keying on him. I like what East Knox is doing. They're coming up, going to run the ball on it. It takes the pressure off their freshman quarterback. Right now with the second down and long, look for a play-action pass, a simple little passing route just to get the quarterback loose.
Lester with 600 yards passing in his fourth start. So when they have thrown the ball, he has had some success. And Brayson Davis has been a big part of that receiving corps. Second down and 10. Little jet sweep. That's Steinmetz. Tries to cut back, and again, nowhere to go. Bellman all over the play again. And it's going to be third and long for the Bulldogs.
Nice defensive stand by Fredericktown. These yards are hard to get. East Knox is finding it very difficult to run on these guys.
Third down and 9. And Lester drops back to throw, and this is going to be dropped as it was in the arms of Blake Elliott, the tight end. Couldn't haul it in, and that's something that can help your freshman quarterback. You got to make those catches.
Yeah, you got to. He had plenty of time. Again, it's a quick pass. You don't want to sit back there, let him be a target for the Fredericktown defense. I like the route, little post route. Tried to get the first down, incomplete.
High snap. And the kick is up. Fair catch is called for and made at the 20.
Nice punt.
And that was one thing that Coach Beatty told me before the game was that the receivers are having a time. There's an adjustment period because he throws the ball differently.
It does. Nobody throws the ball the same. You know, you look at the NFL, you look at the big guys up there, some of them have quick releases, and it's just different. Everybody throws the ball differently. Different spin, a little bit of wobble on it.
So the Bulldogs unable to do anything on their first drive. They'll give it back to Fredericktown, down 6-0, 4:40 to go, first quarter. And the Freddies will start with the second drive of the night for them at their own 20-yard line. Pitch it to Rule. Rule cuts back and gets up across 25 to the 26, a gain of 6. No secret, both these teams, Coach, really want to establish the run.
Yeah, you know, the run is starting to come back into these high school offenses. There was a period of time when everybody did the run-pass option and
or they ran
zone
the spread.
blockings. Yeah, they ran the spread. Well, you know, it goes back to Woody Hayes football, 5 yards in a cloud of dust, and let's control the clock and wear you out. Running the ball will wear a team out.
Rule again, dives forward across the 35 to, well, let's see, he's got first down yardage. As they will have a 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Clock still moving, 3:42 to go in the first quarter. This is Hoflick trying to bounce to the outside. Has some running room across the 40 to midfield. Tripped up, and he'll be down to the 49-yard line. Coming up to make the tackle for East Knox was Carson Steinmetz.
Nice play. He got the edge. He waited for his blockers, and down the sideline he goes.
So it's not just the Teagan Rule show here early. Ben Mass with a rushing touchdown, and Mason Hofleck also doing a nice job running the football, and the Freddies have the ball at midfield.
It's hard to stop one back. It's easier to stop one back than 3.
Jet sweep to the near side. And that's Rule, and a flag is down. Rule is down at the 40. Let's see what the penalty marker is.
Holding on Fredericktown.
Coach Beatty told me it was really no secret. They want to be able to stop the run, and they want Ben Mass to beat them throwing the football.
Yeah, and that's tough to do right now because the offensive line for Fredericktown is doing a great job up. In fact, they're doing too good. They got called for holding this time.
So this penalty will march Fredericktown back inside their own 50, down to the 47. So that will make it first down and 13. Backs are in the eye. Rule, right side, brought down. It's down to about 48, so pick up of 5 for the KMAC's leading rusher.
Nice job. Fredericktown has not tried to pass yet. They're going to run the ball. They're going to wear you out.
They're going to run until they're stopped.
They're going to run until you stop them. Why not? And when they do pass it, I'll bet you it's going to be a play-action pass. It'll be a simple out or a curl route.
Fredericktown trying to build on a 6-0 lead. And a second down and 8, and a timeout taken by the Freddies with 2:06 to go in the first quarter. Brian Harter, Bruce Weirich from Fredericktown High School in this KMAC matchup between Fredericktown and East Knox. Fredericktown 2-1 in the KMAC, and East Knox at 1-3. And East Knox just trying to get something going in this season where they had a lot of success under Cody Reese. Andy Beatty comes in his first year, and you have the injury to Cole Delaughder, which really kind of derailed things. And then you had the quarterback situation early in the season, and then you come on the road to a team like Fredericktown, who lost a really tough one last week. And Fredericktown is really a team that they're a couple of plays away from being a one-loss team.
Right, and East Knox, they're young. They're building. What they learn now is going to pay big dividends next year. The dynasty will return.
Well, the question is, you look at teams like Centerburg, Fredericktown, even Mount Gilead is improving. The KMAC as a whole is a very strong, balanced conference, as you see the tackle made to Rule there at midfield. Tegan Rule has yet to really get in track here in this first quarter.
Yeah, when he does, watch out, because that young man can carry a football team on his shoulder pads. You have to, give a lot of credit to that defensive front for East Knox. Forces them to a third and passing situation.
Ball on the ground. Mass picks it up, and that threw his entire rhythm off. He fumbled the snap and could not deliver a strike. And the defense for the Bulldogs does a job here in the first quarter.
That's one thing we were hoping they'd do. Hope that defense can slow down that running offense of Fredericktown, force them to punt. East Knox is going to get the ball.
Brayson Davis back to receive the punt at about the 12-yard line. And the punt will be delivered from just inside the 40. It's a short kick, and it's going to be down by Fredericktown, and a flag is down. Actually, that was not a flag that came flying in, so the Bulldogs will get the ball at about the 25-yard line. 1:16 to go in the first quarter, and the Freddies with a 6-0 lead. A 1-yard touchdown run by quarterback Ben Mast. The only scoring of the game here to this point here in the first quarter.
Happened on the opening drive. Jitters. Everybody's ready to play now.
Lester, the freshman, back to throw on first down. Sets, fires, Steinmetz with the reception. And gets up to about the 35, and depending on where he was pushed out by Carter Mall, it'll be close to a first down. They're going to say he was forced out at about just over the 33-yard line, so that'll bring up a second down and 2.
Nice play. You're setting your quarterback up to have success. That was not a read route. He knew he was going to throw it to the back coming out of the backfield. Nice completion, nice play.
Trips now to the right. And Lester has Delaughder now shifting over to his left. Delaughder up the middle and nowhere to go. Runs into a wall at the 35-yard line. And the name of that wall was Drake Kessler, the senior defensive lineman.
He did get the first down out of it.
Well, he got nothing more than that as he just got to the 35-yard line.
The tip of the football. All you got to do is get the tip of the football over the line.
So sets up a 1st and 10 at the 35. And Lester back to throw again on 1st down. Swings it out again to Steinmetz. The ball is on the ground, and Fredericktown thinks they have it, but they're going to say it was down. Catch was actually made. Yeah, they're going to say it was down. Can't really see from that angle because the bench was right in front of it. So a pickup of 2, 2nd down and 8.
Nice little play. The pass routes are short. They're quick. They're predetermined. The quarterback knows who he's throwing the ball to right away.
That'll do it for the first quarter. 6-0 Fredericktown as we head to the second. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Fredericktown with a 6-0 lead as we start the second quarter. The Bulldogs with the ball, 2nd down and 8. And Lester with a completion to the far side of the field, and it's going to be close to another 1st down. Can't see from this angle who made the reception. It was hauled in by Blake Elliott, the tight end. It'll be 3rd down and 1 as the ball just shy of the 44-yard line. So another tight formation for the Bulldogs. And it's going to be, let's see, did they get the 1st down? They gave the ball to Elliott, and it looks like he has enough to move the chains. So no secret to what really, Coach, what both these teams want to do. They want to establish the run game, and so far both teams are doing that.
Yeah. East Knox, they want to keep the pressure off their quarterback.
Lester back to throw, pumps to his left, then goes back, looks right, and it's caught on the far side of the field. And
nice little play.
It's like the reception hauled in by Derek Field. And that'll make it 2nd down and 5, ball resting at the Bulldog 49-yard line.
East Knox is keeping their passing game very simple. That was a number 2 read for the quarterback. Number 1 was covered, so he dumps it off.
Lester pitches, and Delaughder forced out of bounds, just shy of the 45-yard line.
Nice little play, simple pitch and run.
About a yard short. Actually, they moved the marker back. It'll be about a yard and a half short. 3rd down and almost 2. They go back to that tight formation at the line of scrimmage. And Delaughder cuts back and gets the first down across the 45-yard line. Delaughder looks healthy.
It looks good, and we're getting 4 yards here, 3 yards here, 4 yards there. They're grinding it out, doing it the good old football way.
And they're keeping Tegan Rule and that Fredericktown offense off the field with ball control.
You want to control the clock.
Lester again, back to throw. Fires right side, has a receiver, and it's almost picked off down the far side of the field. And that was Tegan Rule who almost came up with the interception. Nice play by Rule.
Fredericktown secondary was ready for it. Quarterback's got to go deep. Every once in a while you have to go deep. Just throw the ball up. We used to call it a Hail Mary. Just throw it up, get it out of bounds, force that secondary to loosen up a little bit.
Back to the ground, Delaughder to the near side. Powers forward, dives to the 36-yard line.
That's a big-time run right there. That's Larry Zonka running around the corner.
Now, you know you lost our young viewers.
I totally agree with you, yep.
Now, dads and grandpas know who that is.
What a run. Larry Zonka, Miami Dolphins, just ran over people. Jim Riggins, Washington Redskins running over people.
3rd down and 2. Steinmetz cuts back, has the first down as he crosses the 35 and is stood up at the 34.
Nice run, nice read by the back.
Nice change of pace.
He's got everybody out in front. The defense over pursues, running to the sideline. The back picks a seam and runs up it.
Well, there's an official's timeout on the field. He's got enough yardage for the first down, but they have not moved the marker yet.
Look like they're going to bring it on.
Yep, they're going to signal the first down, and the ball will stay inside the 35-yard line.
And we have 2 mirror images of offenses. Both teams are trying to run the ball down the other team's throat, and it is I love this type of ball game.
1st and 10. Lester's going to throw right side, and this one's picked off inside the 25-yard line, and Rule came up with that one. Rule didn't get the first one, but he got the second. And that one, the freshman threw into double coverage.
Yeah, that was a little tough. He should have strung it out a little bit more, waited for his receiver to open up a little bit. It's a good call by the coach. It's a right-handed quarterback. He's got him going to the right. He's got a throwing alley in front of him. He threw it a little bit behind.
Coach Beatty told me a lot of the interceptions that the freshmen have thrown, they've been tip passes, but that one was thrown into double coverage, and that one was on the quarterback all the way. Stoppage in play here. And there's a good look at the freshman, number 11, 644 yards on the season, 3 interceptions, or 3 touchdowns. Now back to live action, and they go back to the ground. That's Rule with a couple to the 23. So that'll make it 2nd down and 7.
I look for Fredericktown just to grind it out. Every once in a while come up with a little play-action pass. But look for them to start taking advantage of that offensive line.
Ben Mast has yet to throw the football, and we're at the 8-10 mark here in the second quarter. And they'll stay on the ground. They're going to throw it now. It's going to be Carpenter. And he's got Rule. He dives, lays out at the 45-yard line, and it's a first down as Kaid Carpenter hits the long ball, and the Freddies, what a reception by Tegan Rule, but it may be coming back. See if we can see here what the... Yeah, it's coming back. And I didn't see a flag. Did you see a flag?
I didn't see a flag. I have no idea what happened. I still don't see a flag out there. The officials are bringing it back.
The only thing I can think of, are they going to call it an incomplete pass?
Yeah, probably was. Yep.
We could not see it from that angle because his back was to us. I don't see a flag on the field, so evidently they called an incomplete pass. So it's 3rd down and 7. Now Mass is going to go to the air, feels the pressure, and this one is caught. That's caught by Carpenter at the inside the 35. That's good enough for a first down. We can look at the replay again. I don't know if we can see from this angle. It looked like a completed pass. But as you see the angle, his back is to us, and they must be saying that it was an incomplete pass and he trapped the ball. Well, nevertheless, it is going to be a first down here at the 34-yard line. Rule back to the ground, and he pushes forward and powers his way for about 3 yards.
Nice job. He earned all 3 of those on his own. They had him in the backfield. He did break away. Runs low and hard to the ground.
Right into the teeth of that Bulldogs defense. Clock moving, 7:29 to go, second quarter. Rule as the tailback. Another run up the middle. And the pile stopped at the 40. So a gain of a couple. And it'll bring up 3rd down and about just a little under 5 yards.
They call that an isolation play. You lead your fullback inside on that linebacker and hope the back can pick his hole and go right or left on it. And nice job by the East Knox defense. Only giving up 3 yards on that play.
Tonight at 11:30, join us for Friday Night Pigskin for scores, highlights, interviews, analysis, and a lot more here on the OH Report. That's tonight at 11:30. Mast with a throw. It's going to be caught, and a first down and then some. Xavier Mullins down inside the 35-yard line. A little jump pass by Ben Mast caught the defense off guard, and the Freddies with a first down inside the 35-yard line. This was a crafty move by Mast. Little jump pass, and Mullins.
Nice play, play action.
Back to the line of scrimmage. Rule up the middle for a couple. So Will Hartley going into his playbook there a little bit. Here's another look at that pass play.
Nice play, little jump pass. Pulls the linebacker up, looking for the run. Quarterback stops, jumps up, and throws it.
2nd down and 9. Freddies looking to add to a 6-0 lead. 5:39 to go here in the first half. Low-scoring affair here at Fredericktown. Pitch to Rule. Rule cuts back inside the 30, down to about the 28-yard line. Blake Elliott in on the play for the Bulldogs.
Nice 5-yard gain. East Knox, every yard is earned. Fredericktown has to earn every yard. East Knox is doing a great job up front.
Will Hartley also talked about it as well, the balance in this conference. There are no easy outs here, week in and week out in the KMAC. Mast to put it up in the air under pressure, and this one is incomplete.
Nice pressure by the East Knox defense. Not making it easy for the Fredericktown quarterback.
Yeah, watch. Blake Elliott forced him to throw that a lot quicker than he wanted to, so it sets up a 4th down and 4. And the offense stays on the field for the Freddies, as this would be a long field goal attempt.
4th and 4, you're looking at a play-action pass, halfback pass. All you want to do is get 4 yards. Don't out-coach yourself. Timeout, think about it. Good call.
Luke Vion, their field goal kicker, has not attempted a field goal all season long. And the extra point that was set up by the penalty, he had the distance, but he missed it wide.
It's a tough, a high school kicking a field goal that far, it's a tough situation, tough call for these young men.
Will Hartley making the call, his 6th year as the head coach of the Freddies. Under his direction, they were the Division VI regional runners-up back in 2015, going 10-3. And if you think that name sounds familiar, it's because he played at Clear Fork.
Oh, don't remind me. Don't remind me about that.
And I heard there was a story.
Yeah, we went down there and played him. He was on the team. I was the head coach at Ontario. We take him into overtime. We score a touchdown, but it's called back because of a chin strap was not fastened, and we couldn't score. Clear Fork comes back, puts it in, and then there's the phantom catch they had in the end zone to beat us another year. Wow.
The chin strap game. 4th down, the Freddies are going to go for it. Mass forced out of the pocket.
Got to
Looks,
throw
has
it.
a receiver. It's incomplete. Coming in to make the play is Brayson Davis.
Nice job by the defensive back. Did a great job breaking that up.
So the Freddies turn it over on downs, and the Bulldogs will get it back with 4:46 to go here in the second.
You got to like the defense of East Knox right now.
Boy, this is a different team than we saw at Centerburg.
It really is. And if you take away that 45-yard run that Fredericktown had, East Knox is doing a heck of a job defensive.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line. Lester will roll to the right. And it's incomplete. He overthrows his intended target as he was looking to go to Blake Elliott.
East Knox is trying to open up the offense a little bit. They're struggling running the ball by throwing the ball to the receivers wide. That loosens up those linebackers. They're going to think more pass, and maybe your big back can break through. But the way these two offenses are running, you're going to need more than 4 minutes on the clock to score.
2nd down and 10. Lester looks left side, and that was almost picked off by Kaid Carpenter. It almost looked like Carpenter was the intended receiver. He was trying to go to Steinmetz and threw it a little inside.
Almost a horse collar on the tackle. When you take a look at the DB, it looks like he grabs him around the shoulder pads and pulled him down.
Carpenter read that play perfectly and almost came up with the pick.
You know, I'll tell you, he's 6'5", 200 pounds. He is a big athlete.
Lester back to throw, but there's a flag down, and this is going to be a false start against the offense. So the Bulldogs starting to sputter here a little bit in the second quarter.
They come out and try and throw the ball this series, and it's not working out for them. I think they might have to go back to the run a little bit, see if you can establish a little bit more on the ground. Then you work with the play action.
So 3rd down and 15. Lester straight back to throw. They try to set up a screen on the near side to Steinmetz, but the defense for the Freddies all over that play, and it's going to set up a 4th and long. Yeah, Steinmetz able to make the catch, but the defenders were all over that play. Carter Mall came up from his linebacker spot. So it's going to be 4th down, and Carpenter back to receive the kick, and the Freddies should have pretty good field position just inside 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Carpenter from the 39, and he is down at the 45-yard line, so a return of 6. The tackle made by Derek Field.
Great field position for Fredericktown. And we're coming up to a critical drive right here. If Fredericktown can score and go in with a 2-touchdown lead at halftime, it kind of puts a little damper on East Knox. But if East Knox can prevent them from scoring, hold them, and then you go down 6-0, it's a whole different ball game. Very important last 3-4 minutes of this second quarter.
Rule in as the tailback. That's Carpenter in motion. They'll hand it to Carpenter. And Carpenter cuts back at midfield. Has the first down inside the 45. Still on his feet at the 40. Down to the 30 and tripped up and down at the 21-yard line. Kaid Carpenter continues to play well here in the first half.
Young man's got 80 yards on 2 plays, and it's the exact same play. He runs that sweep, and look at him cut back.
That's what you call athleticism.
That is all athleticism. I mean, the young man is quite an athlete.
So the Freddies are threatening 1st and 10 at the East Knox 22-yard line. Pitch it left side. That's Rule. And Rule cuts back. He's still on his feet. And inside the 5, it'll be 1st and goal for the Freddies. And they're starting to chip away at that Bulldogs defense.
Nice run. Followed his blockers. Didn't worry too much about it. Took his time. Nice run.
1st and goal. The Freddies threatening to go back up by 2 possessions here. Actually, they see what they can do here on this 1st and goal from the 5. That's Rule, and he is going to be stood up after about a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Nice run. Stay with the run. Let Rule. When you have an athlete like that, Brian, you just give him the ball. And when I get into situations like this, you look for your best ball carrier carrying the ball over your best lineman. You don't want to take the ball game out of your best player's hands.
2nd and goal from the 2. Rule, right side, touchdown. Touchdown number 16 on the season for Tegan Rule. That's the best in the KMAC.
That looked
and
too
now the
easy.
Freddies go for 2.
Got to go for 2.
So let's see what the Freddies do with 2:07 to go. Looks like they will go for 2.
When you go for 2, you have your choice. You can either put the ball on a hash mark or leave it in the middle of the field. Fredericktown put the ball on the left hash mark.
Hofleck and Carpenter in the backfield. Carpenter's going to take the snap, and he is not going to get into the end zone. So the 2-point try fails. Fredericktown up 12-0, 2:07 to go. We'll be back to Fredericktown right after this.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Fredericktown with a 12-0 lead, 2:07 to go here in the second quarter. Let's take another look at the touchdown run by Tegan Rule as he skirts into the end zone for the 16th time as he leads the KMAC in that department. Makes it look easy off the right side of that line. And the Freddies, though, have struggled in the extra point department. They have missed both. So they will kick it to East Knox with a 12-0 lead And the Bulldogs with return up to about the 30, so they'll have about 2 minutes to go, and they need to go about 70 yards to get into the end zone.
Brian, let's see if we can give a little trivia question here for halftime. I know what an East Knox Bulldog is. I know what a Bulldog is, but tell me, what is a Fredericktown Freddie?
What is a Freddie?
What is a Freddie?
So anybody, you can put your comments down at the bottom of the screen. And
what is a Fredericktown Freddie?
now I'm going to blow a hole in all of this. He doesn't know the answer, so we're looking for the answer. So it's more of a fact-finding mission than it is trivia. Lester back to throw on first down. Feels the heat. He's dumped at the 23-yard line. No doubt about that as Cameron Coble gets the sack. And the freshman quarterback goes down. Clock continues to roll, 1:43 and counting.
Right now, Fredericktown, they're looking for the pass, and they're just teeing off, going after the quarterback.
Lester straight back. They look to set up a screen. That's Steinmetz. He's got some room across the 30. Still on his feet. Knocked out of bounds. Shy of the 40-yard line.
Nice pass play.
Actually, it was Delaughder, number 12, on the reception. And that was a big play needed by the Bulldogs.
Kind of gets them out of hole. They're not in a 3rd and 4 situation. That's a lot better than 3rd and 8.
Still plenty of time on the clock. Lester again back to throw. Slings it up left side. It's caught by Delaughder again, and he's down inside the 45-yard line as he was tackled by Carter Mall.
Nice.
Don't look now. The Bulldogs marching down the field.
Marching down. 15-yard pass play. I like the call.
Delaughder with 2 consecutive receptions in this drive, and he's got the Bulldogs 1st and 10 at the Freddies 45-yard line. Lester again has some time, left side, and he slings it, and it's incomplete. Josh Keith, the intended target.
Fredericktown trying to put a little pressure, blitzing, getting into a pass rush situation. That's when you got to be careful. That's when the draw, a screen pass will catch you.
Clock stops, 1:09 to go. Fredericktown with a 12-0 lead, but the Bulldogs with a threat here as we get ready to end the first half, and that is a completion to the 35-yard line, hauled in by Keith. And that'll be a first down. They'll stop the clock as they move the chains. They should be stopping the clock anyway.
Hurry up offense for East Knox.
Lester back to throw. Now he feels the pressure. And he's going to take off and run out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And that'll stop the clock with 43 seconds to go after a gain of almost 4. Not really known for his mobility, but Lester gets out of bounds there.
Young man can throw the ball. And he looks a little bit more mature than a freshman. As I watch him up here, his mechanics are nice. He's making his reads.
Trips to the left. And Lester looking left. He's under pressure again. He's dumped at the 40. And it's Coble again. And he has his 2nd sack of the drive, his 3rd sack of the season, and that one was huge.
Wow. That hurt.
Watch Coble coming here and just deposits him at the 40-yard line.
When you get in a situation as a defensive lineman and you know the team has to pass, you kind of give up on your run responsibility and you just tee off. And that's what makes the big money in the NFL. And I don't care where you go, a sack is a sack. And
Cam Coble, a 5'11", 235-pound junior. And one of the fine underclassmen on the field tonight for Fredericktown. And we talked to both coaches before the game about the young talent in this conference.
And, the conference is, as we stated, any team can win on any night. When you have young teams, you never know who's going to show up.
That's Delaughder. Delaughder's going to throw it. Lofts it up right side, and it's out of bounds. He was looking for Brayson Davis down the far sideline. So Andrew Beatty going to his bag of tricks with 29 seconds to go. Delaughder, the third Bulldog on the season to throw a pass, and that one was well out of bounds.
You just want to get on the scoreboard going in at halftime. You're in a fourth down situation here. I would put it into my quarterback's hands, look for a post route or a corner route. I'd probably run a corner route.
So here's the snap on 4th and 15. Lester with time. Now he steps up in the pocket, feels the heat. He's dumped again. Ball's on the ground. And again, he felt the pressure and coughed it up, and Fredericktown gets it back with 19 seconds to go, and the Freddies defense comes up with some stellar plays on this drive.
And that's where a freshman will learn. When it's a fourth down situation and you're scrambling, it doesn't matter what you do. You just got to heave the ball upfield as far as you can. Doesn't matter. If they intercepted it, they're going to get the ball. If you don't make it, they're going to get the ball. If you fumble it, they're going to get it. So as a freshman, he'll learn when you're in a fourth down situation, you just do everything in your power to throw the football.
Took him a little time to get up, too. Deegan Rule breaks through the line of scrimmage, and he's dumped at the 45. Ball's on the ground, but he was down. Well, is there a whistle, though? Well, let's see. Are they going to give the ball? Yes, they're going to give the ball to East Knox.
What
it
a
looked
play.
like he was down. Delaughder made the tackle.
18-yard gain and a fumble.
Well, let's see. The officials are going to talk about it here. Now, obviously, they don't have the benefit of replay that we do, but it looked like he was down. Watch, again, the angle from our side. It looked like he was down as Delaughder made the tackle.
Yeah, it's hard to tell when he lost control of the ball. If you look at the sidelines, you see everybody yelling.
Our producer says he was down, so let's see if the officials agree. It looks like the ball is going to stay with East Knox. This is a big break for East Knox, especially with 9 seconds to go if they can get some points out of this.
Yeah, this is where you take that freshman. Oh, they're calling him down, maybe.
Yep, they're going to say he's down, and I think that's the right call. Now they're going to say that he was down.
Replay again. I think, Brian, you're right. Looked like his knee was down. You got time for one play? Hail Mary, throw the ball to the wide side of the field, send everybody to the goalpost.
So they're gonna spot the ball at the 41 because that's where he was down.
Yeah. East Knox, you want everybody deep.
It'll be Fredericktown ball, 2nd down and 9. So after all of that, there was a 1-yard gain. Now they go back to the ground.
Going to run it out.
And that is going to be the final play of a bizarre first half here in Fredericktown. The Freddies with a 12-0 lead as we head to the intermission. You've been watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
What?
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results. More than someone who writes prescriptions. More than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
What's up, America? Brian Skoronsky here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH Report.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Under the direction of Andrew Hollenthal, Jessica Overholt, Chris Phillips, and led by field commanders Abby Kraft and Anna Kraus, we proudly present the Fredericktown High School Marching Band. Is the #1 hit in the US Billboard charts for singer Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. Sit back and relax while the band plays Señorita. Michael Bubble cover song, Sway.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Welcome back to Fredericktown High School. Our halftime show is being brought to you by your Hometown CPA. I am Brian Harter along with Bruce Weirich, and Fredericktown with a 12-0 lead. And it's really nothing that is a surprise to us except for the fact that 237 total yards for Fredericktown, but they really have not looked, despite the number, I don't know if they've looked as dominant on the ground as we thought they would be. But they still have eked out 12 points, and they've got a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah, well, they're kind of dominating East Knox right now, making things happen for themselves. And, you know, they're rushing the ball. They're controlling the line of scrimmage. They're throwing the ball when they have to. They run a couple reverses. Got some big yardage on that to set up a couple scores for them. But the big thing is the Fredericktown defense is really coming alive right now. And when you take a look at the 2 big sacks that Fredericktown had, that basically shut down East Knox.
That, to me, has been the difference so far in the first half of the ballgame. Tegan Rule has been held in check for the most part, but you know sooner or later he has the ability to really break off a long run.
Yeah, as this offensive line keeps pounding on you play after play after play. And Fredericktown, as we talked about it in pregame, they want to run the football. And that's what they're doing. They have 189 yards rushing right now. They're spreading the wealth out. Everybody's touching the ball. It's hard to key on one person. So if East Knox is keying on Rule, somebody else is going to break one open, and they're going to be tough to handle this half.
Now, we talked about Tegan Rule and the fact that he is the leading ground gainer in the KMAC. When you look all across the viewing area that North Central Ohio has, and a lot of outstanding football players, he's behind Dane Nauman from Highland overall in the area. He's in pretty good company right there.
Yeah, you look at all those kids. Look at all the touchdowns they've got. 15 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns, 11. This is their offense. You're looking at who runs and controls the offense by these running backs right here, and they are good ones, Brian. They are good ones.
Well, and we talked about the KMAC and how good the KMAC is. Tegan Rule's at number 2 on that list. Kaylin LeMaster's at number 8 on that list. Tyler Johnson's at number 4 on that list. These are the bright stars in the KMAC, and they're represented very well in North Central Ohio overall.
And I like the idea that it's becoming a running game again. And, you know, when you have backs like this that can control it, but more importantly than that, your offensive line. The offensive lines are making it happen.
I've really been impressed with the defense of Fredericktown, and they have held Cole Delaughder pretty much in check for the entire first half. And that offense overall for East Knox has really struggled to get anything going consistently.
Yeah, I think when East Knox can run the football and not depend on their quarterback to throw the ball, they are a better football team. But Fredericktown, they're putting the hammer down. They're putting an 8-man front up. They're shutting down the run, and they're telling East Knox, go ahead, beat us with your quarterback, let him throw the ball. We're going to come after him when he does throw it.
Now, having said all of that, if I'm Will Hartley, I'm very happy going into the second half with a 2-touchdown lead and having a kid like Tegan Rule that we can hand the football off and let that offensive line just grind things out in the second half.
Yeah, coaches are never happy, though, at halftime. I don't care what you say. He's unhappy about the 2 extra points that he missed. You know, I've seen games win and loss on an extra point here, so he had a lot to say at halftime. I'm pretty sure about it, but deep down inside, he's got to be smiling.
Now they get to kick off, and East Knox will start with the football in the third quarter. What do we look for out of East Knox as they begin the third quarter?
Well, usually when you go in at halftime and you're winning the game, you're not going to change much. So don't look for Fredericktown to change too much. But East Knox, I believe they've got to try to establish the run game because I do not think they can live and die by the passing game.
Luke Vion has it teed up at the 40-yard line. As we said, East Knox will start with the football here in the third quarter. With a 12-0 lead, Fredericktown will kick off to start things off here in the second half. And the return up, about an 11-yard return up to the 21-yard line, and that is where East Knox will start, 1st and 10.
I always like the second half when you come out. What adjustments did the coaches make at halftime? Fredericktown being up 12-0, not many adjustments. Maybe key on this player, look for this pass a little bit more. East Knox, let's see what they've done. What did the coaches talk about at halftime?
Delaughder, the running back, standing at the right side of the freshman quarterback, Jax Lester.
The officials want to reset the clock. It's done.
I think everybody here is now satisfied, and they will snap the ball, and here we go to start the third quarter. Quick catch on the first play of the third quarter, and it's a first down up across the 30-yard line. It's Steinmetz with the reception, and Kaid Carpenter, we've called his name a couple of times, makes the play defensively. Just a simple pass out to the outside to Steinmetz, the
Looks like
reliable receiver for the Bulldogs.
Build confidence in your quarterback and throw it.
They've tried to take a couple shots downfield in the first two plays here in the third quarter to Steinmetz, and this time he gets 5 yards up to the 35-yard line. So second down, the first drive of the third quarter for the Bulldogs.
2 simple passes, easy reads, flanker screens.
Now they go to the ground. That's Delaughder up almost to the 40. And depending on the spot, he may have enough for the first down. Xavier Mullins in on the play defensively. They're going to say he was about 1.5 yards short.
The
so
East
it'll be
Knox,
third down and 2.
The East Knox run game hasn't really materialized yet. See if they can't get this first down. Watch for the delay of game.
Third and short. Power run right side, no doubt about it, up across the 45, and it's a first down for the Bulldogs.
Nice run. Jumping into that wishbone look, 2 tight end offense. Try to overpower Fredericktown.
So a fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs. Lester again swings it out. It's Steinmetz again on that right side. And gets up across midfield down to the 48. So perhaps you talk about adjustments. They saw something on that right side. That's not the first time they've gone over there to Steinmetz.
That's 3 plays. Basically, it's just a flanker screen. Maybe they saw Fredericktown playing too soft. See if we can't get them to come up, open up our run game a little bit.
They get almost 6 yards on that play. Now they go back to the ground. And Delaughder up to about the 46, a couple of yards shy of the first down.
Most teams will run the ball to set up the pass. East Knox is throwing the ball to set up the run.
Third down and 2. Back to the run, and again a first down as Delaughder gets the call, and he is down at about the 43-yard line, and that'll be good enough for an East Knox first down.
In the first half, East Knox came out, tried to establish the run, didn't work, forced to throw the ball all over the place. Now they're coming out a little bit more controlled passing game and run the ball when you need to.
Lester pitches near side, that's Delaughder. And Delaughder cuts back and gets down to the 35, a couple of yards shy, so 8 yards on the left side now for Delaughder. And East Knox starting to march down the field here in the third quarter.
And you can see coaches talk to him and say, we're going to come out, we're going to throw the ball, controlled passing, behind the line, almost like a flanker screen. See if we can't loosen people up and then run the ball inside.
Trevor Bellman made the tackle. That's Steinmetz in motion. He thought about the throw, and he's going to run it. And that time he had nowhere to go as he was wrapped up by Braden Sapp. And that's a loss on the play. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Nice job by the Fredericktown defense, staying at home, pursuing down the line, not letting anybody outflank them. When you turn it back inside, the pursuit will catch you. Nice job, Fredericktown front.
3rd and 6. Lester again swings it out. Steinmetz left side has the first down to the 30, knocked out of bounds at the 27-yard line. And they go back to that play, this time on the left side. Logan Small able to force him out of bounds, but another first down for the Bulldogs, and the drive stays alive.
And they're just – Fredericktown's playing soft on the corners. When they play soft, you throw it out there and let the back run.
Now they pitch it again right side. Delaughder has running room. Still breaks a tackle inside the 20 down to the 15. Still on his feet. And he's going to break into the end zone for a touchdown. So from 29 yards out, Cole Delaughder puts the Bulldogs on the board. His 4th rushing touchdown of the season. A lot of missed tackles here by the Freddies. And Delaughder finally gets East Knox on the board.
And I'll tell you, the passing game, the short passing game, the coaches at halftime saw Fredericktown playing weak corners, so they throw it to an outside receiver. Everybody blocks.
They're going to go for 2. And Steinmetz looking to throw it into the end zone. It's caught by Delaughder, and the 2-point conversion is good. The Freddies now with a 12-8 lead, but there's a flag down. Let's see if they're going to count it. They have not put it on the scoreboard yet. And I don't think they're going to allow that. No, they are going to put it on the board. So it's a 12-9 lead for Fredericktown. We'll be back right after this.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Okay, even in Fredericktown, they do not have a 3-point conversion. It is now 12-8. The scoreboard said 9. So I looked up and saw 9, and that's what I said.
We're all entitled to our mistakes.
Well, I'm sitting next to Adam, so.
Yep.
Kickoff is fumbled by Logan Small, gets up across the 30 to the 32, and that's where the Freddies will take over. Now with a 4-point lead, and this is getting interesting here, Coach, in the third quarter.
Momentum's changing. You can hear the East Knox fans cheering. They're all fired up. The sidelines jumping up and down on every play.
There you see the 2-point conversion, the pass to Delaughder, which made it a 4-point ball game. So let's see what the Freddies do here now with 7:09 to go in the third quarter. And they go to Rule, and Rule with about 3 yards to the 35-yard line.
Stay with what's gotten you this far. If you have a great back, good offensive line, you just keep giving him the ball again and again and again. Sooner or later, he's going to break one off. He's too good of an athlete to contain all night.
Tegan Rule with 221 yards and 4 touchdowns last week in the loss to Loudonville. And there he dives up to the 40, still about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. But he will get his carries.
He's got 18 carries for 95 yards, and I don't think he's done for the night.
3rd down and 2.
This is a big stand for East Knox. Anytime you get in a 3rd down situation, see if you can't get the Fredericktown offense off the field.
Mass turns, gives to Rule, left side, has the first. Well, actually, he's close. Let's see where they spot it. He needed to get to the 42.
I think they're going to give it to him.
And they're going to say he's a little bit short. Well, let's see. Now they're moving the chains. It'll be a 1st down. So a fresh set of downs for the Freddies.
Tough first down for Fredericktown. East Knox picking it up.
Back to Rule, and he has stood up at the line of scrimmage. Cole Delaughder in on that play defensively, and nowhere to go for the KMAC's leading rusher.
Fredericktown's only tried 4 passes this game, completed 2 of them. Look for a play-action play here. Play-action pass, try and get those linebackers jumped up inside.
He'll send 4 receivers in the formation, 2 to each side. And now Mass back to throw. Looks left side, he goes long, and it's going to be incomplete. As he was trying to find Rule down the left sideline, and Brayson Davis back on coverage.
Good coverage by East Knox. You're now looking at a 3rd and 9 situation. Definite play-action play or passing play.
Ben Mass coming into this season 38 of 81, 464 yards and 4 touchdowns. He did get the rushing touchdown to start the ball game. Timeout on the field taken by Fredericktown. 4:43 to go in the third. Fredericktown 12, East Knox 8. We'll be back right after this.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Third down and 9 for the Freddies. Mast. It's caught by Carpenter across midfield. He's got enough for the first down. So Mast delivers a strike to Kaid Carpenter. And his forward progress should get him enough for the first down. There's an injured Bulldog on the field.
Nice slant route. Throw it to the 6'5 receiver.
And I can't see who the injured Bulldog is. Brian Harter, Bruce Weirich from Fredericktown High School. We have got a good one here. It looked like it was Josh Keith. He just got the wind knocked out of him. And he is up walking it off. We got a good one here in Fredericktown. The Freddies with a 12-8 lead, 4:36 to go in the third quarter.
These are the games I like to call. Still anybody's game. Momentum's been flipping back and forth. First Fredericktown's excited. Then East Knox. Just the type of ball game you want to call.
We saw in our Facebook post we have a watcher or a viewer from Louisiana. So they're watching us down in the bayou.
Down in the bayou. The Louisiana Bayou.
1st and 10 at East Knox 47-yard line. That's Carpenter in motion. And they'll hand it off to the gifted athlete for the Freddies. And he is picked up and dumped at the 42-yard line by Ryan Morton. Well, that's how you tackle an athlete. You just pick him up and deposit him.
That's all you got to do. But I'll tell you what.
There's a flag on the play.
Putting a lot of pressure on that young man.
This is textbook. And now, this is no easy task because he's 6'5".
Yeah, nice tackle.
And Ryan Morton is all of 5'9", 155. The penalty is on
foul.
East Knox. Looks like there's offsetting penalties, so that will wipe out the play, and they will start all over from the 42-yard line. This is worth another look.
Nice tackle, head on the outside. No targeting call.
Second and 5. That's Rule, and he has stood up on the left side. Nowhere to go.
East Knox defense is picking it up.
You know what I hear on the other side of the field? I hear the air horn.
There it is, yep.
If you've ever been to an East Knox home game, right by the press box, one of Bruce's new friends brings an air horn.
Great lady. School board member.
And I was asking if they brought that on road games, and evidently they do.
If they've ever been to an East Knox home game, they're reading the game. They're not listening to this.
3rd down and 4. Carpenter again in motion. They go back to Rule. Nice misdirection. Rule down the near side. And it's a first down inside the 10-yard line. Actually, that was Mason Hofleck with the carry. A little misdirection by the Freddies, and they're knocking on the door. 1st and goal at the 9.
Great call. Good run.
Carpenter took all the attention to that left side.
34 yards.
So it's now 1st and goal at the 9. Rule, left side, touchdown Freddies. From 9 yards out, Tegan Rule with his 2nd touchdown of the night, and that is how they answer the East Knox touchdown.
Nice drive by Fredericktown.
Nice hole by the left side of that line.
Offensive lines did their job on that play. I think I could have got through that line.
Now a conventional extra point. Kick is up. And it is no good. So the Freddies up by 10. We'll be back right after this.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Fredericktown up by 10, 3:07 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tegan Rule with touchdown number 2 on the night. This one from 9 yards out. As he continues to add to his lead in the KMAC with now 17 rushing touchdowns on the season. And more importantly for Fredericktown, Coach, it's now a 2-possession game again for the Freddies.
Now your defense, it's in your defense's hands. If for some reason they stumble and lose this game, it's the defense right now.
From the 5. And the return by Ryan Morton will be stopped at the 20. A 15-yard return, and that is where the Bulldogs now trailing by 10. And well, the coaches will look for things to work on during the week, and obviously extra points an issue for the Freddies here.
Yeah, there were some teams I had. We couldn't get an extra point either. And they'll cost you wins and losses later in the season.
Now the officials have stopped play once again. Back to the ground. That's Delaughder. So they don't abandon the run, down 10. Plenty of time. 2:51 to go, third quarter.
And I like the call. Force those linebackers to step up and make a play. Open up that seam behind the linebackers and the DBs, and that's where your next pass will be thrown to.
Well, and it's a gain of 6, so East Knox can really do anything they want here on 2nd and 4. They go back to the air, and again it's Steinmetz. That's how they started the third quarter. And a first down up across the 40, another completion out there in the wing to Steinmetz.
It's the same play, one side or the other. The coaches have seen Fredericktown. They're not covering the flats. They have nobody out there to pick that play up. It's hurting them.
1st and 10 at the Bulldog 40. Lester again, this one tipped, and it's incomplete.
Sometimes I'll watch this quarterback, and it's hard to believe he's only a freshman. He's got a nice delivery of the football. He's got some nice composure.
Coach Beatty says he doesn't see the arm strength yet, but as a freshman and as he develops physically, that will come. But the game study and those kind of cerebral things, he loves what he sees out of his freshman quarterback. Delaughder gets a couple. And again, a name that we have called tonight. Cam Coble comes over to make the stop.
Impact defensive player.
Gain of 1, but it's a third down now and long, 3rd and 9.
And this is what you don't want. You don't want to get your quarterback in a situation, especially a freshman, where everybody knows he's got to throw the ball.
Lester with time, and this one's caught. It's another first down inside the 45-yard line. This one hauled in by Blake Elliott, the sophomore tight end.
Nice throw, nice completion.
Well, and you had to love this. Watch the pocket and the time that Lester has to deliver this ball.
And that's what makes it work for him. You've got to give those freshman quarterbacks a little bit of time to look over the field, find the open receiver. You got to be careful. Keep throwing that flanker screen. Fredericktown may step up and pick it off one of these times.
That's Elliott, and he is stopped at the 41-yard line. A gain of 1, maybe 2. East Knox started this third quarter with a touchdown. And their second possession, they have it 2nd down and 8 at the Fredericktown 41. Lester forced out of the pocket. Lofts it up right side. That's incomplete, but he was feeling the heat as Xavier Mullins was bearing down on him.
And that's one of the things the Fredericktown coach talked about. They want to put pressure on this quarterback. When you put pressure on a young quarterback, it's a little bit harder to get the ball to your receivers.
Talk about the arm strength. He had a lot on that ball just to get it out of bounds. 3rd down and 8. At Steinmetz in motion. Lester pumps, fires, and he was looking for Steinmetz, but it was tipped away by Kaid Carpenter.
Nice play, a little razzle-dazzle. I like what the quarterback did. He looked at the short receiver, then at the last moment he looked up. But when you have a 6'5" defensive back, it's hard to throw the ball over top of him.
So the offense will stay on the field at a 4th down and 8 from the Fredericktown 41. Lester again with plenty of time. Left side looks, and this one's picked off. Mason Hofleck had the inside position, and he has the football And the Bulldogs turn it over on the interception.
That's a tough situation right there. But when you get a little bit more experienced defensive backs, when it's a fourth down situation, you don't intercept the ball, you knock the ball down. If he'd have knocked the ball down, it would have been theirs at the 42-yard line instead of stuck at the 19-yard line. So it was a loss of about 22 yards. But when they throw the ball to a DB, he's going to pick it up every time.
So Fredericktown's defense comes up with a big play with 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. And they will end the third quarter with a Teagan Rule run to the 25-yard line, and we will be back to Fredericktown with the final 12 minutes right after this.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Fredericktown with a 10-point lead as we head to the fourth quarter. And we have tried with all of our resources available to us. I have friends here in Fredericktown, and according to Jill Pelk, so we'll put it all on her, the Freddies is just a tough bird. So I can live with that. We thought it was this, there was some deep, dark, name to it, but that's really all it seems to be. "12 minutes to go as Fredericktown with a 10-point lead. And they have a 2nd and 5 at their 24. Back to the ground. And stopped short of the yard to gain. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3. And Hofleck really not able to get any more yardage. It'll be 3rd and short. The clock now continuing to move here.
And this is where Fredericktown wants to eat that clock up. Just run the ball, string first downs together, take time off the clock.
Go to the fullback, and he gets to the 30. And it looks like actually gets over the 30, and that'll be enough for a first down.
Fredericktown's going to start slowing things down a little bit, utilize all the play clock that they can. It's going to be tough for East Knox to put 2 more scores in the fourth quarter if they can't stop Fredericktown.
Rule. And gets a couple to the 34-yard line.
112 yards for the young man. 24 carries.
Well, and as you said earlier, he has had to work for every one of those yards.
Yeah, East Knox is kind of focused on him. He gets the ball, 2 or 3 defensive backs, linemen are there.
Rule stopped about a yard gain, and it'll be 3rd down and about 7. Nothing flashy out of the Freddies offense now. They're going to continue to try to just wind this clock down. And when you have the best rusher in the KMAC, that makes that job a little bit easier.
Takes a little bit of pressure off your quarterback. But this is a play-action play situation. Screen, draw play.
And Mass is going to go back to throw. Looks right side. This one's caught. First down across the 45 up to the 47. And Mass delivers a strike on the far side of the field to guess who? Kaid Carpenter. And it's another first down for the Freddies.
Young man's had a big night. 2 catches, 23 yards. He's run the ball for 80 yards. When they need yardage, that's who they've been going to.
Fresh set of downs for the Freddies. Rule coming off of that 220-yard performance last week against Loudonville. He's on over 100 yards tonight. And now they're just really grinding against that East Holmes defense, or East Knox, excuse me, as Rule gets up inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line.
The offensive line is starting to put a little dent into that East Knox front. When you run the football, it is tiring for your defense. It wears them down. Fredericktown is using all of the clock they can. They don't want to score too quick.
Backs are in the eye. Rule, right side. Breaks through the first level, up across the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Another first down for the Freddies. And this is power football.
140 yards for the young man. His offensive line, they're wearing down that defense. You just keep punching. You just keep punching and punching. Something's going to give.
Freddies with a 10-point lead. Perhaps one of the most famous Freddy Birds. That's the mascot that they dress up in the basketball games and all that. Luke Perry was a Freddy Bird. And a timeout called by the Freddies with 7:55 to go. Brian Harter, Bruce Weirich from Fredericktown High School. The Freddies with a 10-point lead as we are here in Knox County. Rather chilly night for football here in Fredericktown. But
oh, this is football weather, Brian. You don't know it, but this is the weather you love to play in.
Well, I think I'm going to side with our producer here. I'm ready for basketball season where it's a little warmer.
Oh, there's your fair weather fans.
Fredericktown looking for win number 5. And more importantly for them, win number 3 in the KMAC. Fredericktown entering tonight's action, number 14 in the latest computer rankings in Division 5, Region 18. The top 16 teams get in, so if the season ended today, they would make the postseason.
Fredericktown's in no rush, taking their time.
Rule right up the middle and dives forward to about the 20 as Blake Elliott, the sophomore linebacker, wraps him up.
That young man's in the last 3 carries has had 15 yards, 11 yards, and 9 yards.
And that's what the good backs do. As the game goes on, they seem to just pick up energy and they wear out the defenders.
And you just sit back and watch that offensive line dominate.
Okay, we have to take the keyboard away from Adam. Second down and 3. Hofleck, and he's got a first down across the 20 down to the 16-yard line.
And what we're watching right now is Fredericktown football at its finest. Run the football, run it, and run it again.
Now I'm going to show my age here. When I think Knox County famous people, especially Mount Vernon High School, I think Paul Lynn.
There you go.
It's impressive that you know who that is. Under 7 minutes to go. And Rule spins inside the 15 down to the 12.
Rule, even if he gets hit for a 2-yard gain, he always falls forward for positive yardage.
And that's what good running backs do. You see a lot of the great running backs in the game. They're always making plays forward.
And when you get the momentum, when you have an offensive line getting the push at the line, it's going to be tough to stop them.
Carpenter in motion, and he'll get the handoff. Cuts back. He's going to be stopped shy of the first down. He down inside the 10.
I like how he just took his time, let his blockers get out in front of him, then tried a little bit of a cutback.
Blake Elliott there to wrap him up.
But again, you see no rush in this Fredericktown team.
Freddies trying to add to a 10-point lead here in the fourth quarter.
I don't think we're going to see a pass.
3rd down and 3. Rule up the middle. Bounces to the outside. Gets into the end zone for a touchdown. His 3rd of the night. This one from 10 yards out.
Wow. I think that's pretty much the same play he scored on the last time.
He made it look easy. And the Freddies are going to win this one. 5:23 to go. And now let's see if they can convert on the extra point. As Luke Vion out to attempt the extra point. The snap, the kick is up. And this one is no good. 5:23 to go. It's 24-8 Fredericktown.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
5:23 to go. Fredericktown with a 24-8 lead. There's another look at the touchdown by Rule, his 3rd of the night.
I don't think anybody put a hand on him from East Knox.
But heading into the postseason, should the Freddies advance to the playoffs, have to shore up the kicking game. It's been a rough night for that young man. And I've got kickers in my family, and I know nobody feels that more than they do.
You better believe it. And people don't – you got to remember it's 3 people involved. You got a snapper, you got a holder, and a kicker. Everything's got to go right.
Gardner with the return up across the 25, and he's down to the 28. So that is where East Knox will start with 5:15 to go.
East Knox is in throw the football mode. If they're going to put any points on the board, they've got to open up their offense and throw it downfield. East Knox needs a touchdown real quick, 2 points, then an onside kick.
Lester back to throw. And that one's tipped. Threw that into double coverage again, and that's incomplete.
But if you're the East Knox coach, you're always thinking ahead. They need to score as soon as possible with as much time on the clock. Go for 2, make it. Then kick the onside kick, score, and go for 2. They need 16 points.
Lester straight back to throw. And he's going to run it to the near side and scoot out of bounds just shy of the 30.
Smart move by the quarterback. You don't want to throw the ball away. Take it, live to throw the ball again.
End of the third quarter, Mount Gilead with a 30-9 lead over Northmore. And also at the end of the third, Lucas all over Lyndon McKinley, 49-12.
Lucas has had a tough run this year.
Tigers at the end of the third, up 21-11 over Worcester. We'll be at Arlen Field next week as they host Mount Vernon. Almost on cue. Lester, long over the middle, and that one's tipped away. Trying to find Derek Field.
Nice coverage by Worcester. Or, I'm sorry, you got me thinking them. Nice coverage by the Fredericktown Freddies. Nice job.
So it's fourth down with 4:57 to go. The offense will stay on the field for East Knox.
Fredericktown takes out a down lineman, puts in another DB.
Lester swings it out. That's Delaughder. And Delaughder is going to be stopped shy. He is forced out of bounds right in front of the marker.
Did he make it or didn't he?
Well, from this angle, it didn't look like he made it. Let's see if we can get a second look at it.
Nope, didn't make it.
Now, shoved out of bounds at about 36, and it's going to be Freddie ball.
And Freddie, I don't think we're going to see a pass from them. They're going to take that clock down as far as they can.
Rule breaks a tackle, then gets down inside the 30, and he's running very determined, is Tegan Rule.
172 yards for the young man. But not only that, 31 carries tonight. The young man's been a workhorse.
Well, it was no secret. He is by far their marquee player, and as he goes, they will go. Second down and 3. Now they'll give it to the fullback. And he is going to push forward, and he'll have the first down to the 26-yard line. Power running by Mason Hofleck. Well, actually, they're going to spot it a yard shy. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Fredericktown's in 2-down territory. If they don't get it on this one, they'll get it on the next one. They're going to try it both plays. I'm putting my money on a certain back to carry it here, Brian. What do you
Number
think?
19.
You think?
There he is. And there's the first down in there. No, actually, it's not. Number 19. It's Billy Woodring who gets his carry and gets a touchdown from 27 yards out. Well, they fooled all of us.
Everybody. 27-yard run. What a blast up the middle.
So Woodring gets his second touchdown of the season.
You touch the ball once in a ball game. And
That's what you call efficiency.
That's it. You go 27 yards. Nobody touches you. Touchdown.
Vion on to attempt the extra point. Low snap. The hold. The kick is up.
And there
and this
it is.
one is good.
And the fans go crazy.
We'll be back to Fredericktown right after this.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Five touchdowns on the night for Fredericktown, all of them on the ground, and they have a 31-8 lead, 3:25 to go. This was the latest, a 27-yard run by Billy Woodring. Woodring's like, hey, I want to get into this scoring, the festivities down here at Fredericktown, and he gets into the end zone for the second time this season.
I'm happy for that senior. Great job.
So the Bulldogs will get the ball back with about 3:20 to go. And if you're Andrew Beatty and you came across a team tonight in Fredericktown that there were some things that didn't go well for them in the first half, Coach, but they stuck to their game plan and what works best for them, and that's running the football.
Yeah. Oh, and they do. I'm really impressed with them. They've only tried 6 passes. They completed 3 of them, 50%. The play action helps them, but boy, can they run the football.
Trips again to the left. And Lester swings it out. That's Steinmetz in the left flat. And he's going to get a first down that far sideline, almost to the 40. Let you viewers out there put in your vote for the MVP of tonight's game, and Coach and I have already selected ours.
Fredericktown has dropped into a prevent defense. They're only rushing 3. They got 8 defensive backs covering the field.
First and 10 Bulldogs from the 38. Now a big hole for Morton. And Morton still on his feet inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line.
25-yard run.
Morton, the 5'9 senior, getting a carry with, I would imagine, Delaughder's night is probably done.
Fredericktown's a little confused out there.
That's Morton again. And Morton collared at the 30.
Somebody's not happy with the officiating. Nice run, though. Nice little quick drive.
2 minutes to go. Lester with some time. Right side, lofts it up over the middle, and this one almost picked off at the 5. That one almost an interception as Carter Mull was the closest guy to the football.
And Fredericktown's not letting anybody get behind them. They got 8 defensive backs into the game. They're rushing 3.
Your impressions of the freshman quarterback?
I like him. I like what he's got. He's got a lot of maturity to go. He's getting a lot of reps this year.
Morton breaks a tackle and cuts back. Some determined running, gets inside the 25, and that should have been a loss of 1.
He gets a first down out of it, though. Gets himself 7 yards. I like the freshman quarterback, and the coach is doing the right thing. They're keeping him in the ball game. He's getting reps. Everything that he's doing out on the field will pay off in big dividends next year.
We approach the 1-minute mark, and the Bulldogs trying to get on the board once again. Pass caught, and immediately a hit on the near side by guess who? Tegan Rule. Number 19 delivers a stick on the defensive side of the ball. Heard a few groans on that play.
Oh, I felt it up here.
We're under a minute to go.
I'd still be laying there.
At Steinmetz in motion. Morton with the pitch. And Morton's cutting back and breaking tackles. And finally down, ball is on the ground. And let's see who comes up with it. Looks like East Knox recovers. And the clock continues to move, and that should be the final play of the ball game. And it looks like they're not even going to try to get a play in, or are they? No, they're not going to run one. Fredericktown gets a 31-8 win. We'll be back to wrap it up after this. You've been watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Tonight's Park National Bank player of the game, Tegan Rule, 21 carries, 172 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and 1 bone-jarring hit there at the end of the game. Now, I have to ask you, the offensive numbers were big. What was bigger for you, the defensive hit at the end or the offensive numbers?
I don't know. I mean, the hit's always fun, but the offense is always fun, too. I don't know. It's a hard one to choose.
Talk about what you guys have been able to do this season. Obviously, you have 3 losses, but your record's a little bit deceiving. You guys are a few plays away from just being a 1-loss team.
Yeah. We just, like in the losing games, we just fell apart as a team, and we just couldn't get it back together and the wins, and we just stayed together, and we were just able to come back and do our thing in the wins. So.
Now, what was the game plan coming into tonight? Obviously, East Knox is a team that is young this year, and they've kind of had their way with you guys in the past. A little bit of extra motivation, perhaps?
Yeah, it's always a big motivation against East Knox. Like you said, they had their way with us the past few years. We had a few key players out last year, like me and our quarterback. We were back this year, and we were just wanting to come in, and they're young, so they were wanting to go for, like big plays and get the ball rolling. But we decided to just not let that happen.
Now, they kept it relatively close in the first half. What adjustments did you guys make at halftime?
Second half, we went into the locker room. It was 12-0, but we just kept telling ourselves it was 0-0. We just got to come out, play hard. We made a few adjustments on offense that I know of, and we just had to keep continuing to play hard.
Now, next week, you guys have Cardington, which is a game on paper that should not be a problem for you guys. It could set up a potential big matchup in Week 10 against Centerburg.
Yes. Yep.
What do you guys think about as you look at where you could finish in the conference, taking care of business, obviously, next week?
Obviously it's Cardington, but we can't take them lightly at all. We got to come out and play hard. They're still a football team, too. They're still going to come out and give it their all.
Well, congratulations on a big win, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Our player of the game, Tegan Rule, 172 yards and 3 touchdowns. We'll be back with the rest of our postgame show right after this.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
All right, so the angle doesn't matter. Never mind.
Doesn't?
Or does it? Oh, we are back. I did not know we were back on the air. Back with our post-game show, Brian Harter, Bruce Weirich, as we wrap it up here from Fredericktown. Fredericktown with a 31-8 win over East Knox. And it was a little bit of a sluggish start in the first half for them offensively, but they were able to put things together in the second half, thanks in large part to a running game that we knew was going to be a key to their success as they head down the stretch here this season.
Yeah, when you come in with a game plan, the coach had a game plan. They were going to run the ball. And I'll tell you right now, they do not throw the football. But when you have a back like Rule, you just run it. Your offensive line created opportunities for them, and that's going to wear you down. And East Knox got worn down as the game went on.
You like to talk about old school football and running the ball, and this team does those two things very well. They run the ball, and they play pretty good defense.
Oh, they can run the ball on anybody. When you have backs like they have speed, and you have an offensive line that's going to create seams for you, you can run it. And then you add that to a good defense. The only weakness I saw in Fredericktown tonight was extra points.
Now, as we take a look at the final numbers, really no surprise here. Complete domination, although they gave up 372 yards of total offense to East Knox. They got some of that in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they started throwing the ball a little bit downfield, picked up some good passing yardage, but overall it was a dominating game by Fredericktown.
But rushing the ball for 375 yards.
Yeah, Well, what can you say? And everybody that touched the football for them had positive yardage, not many losses on them. They controlled the clock. They controlled the tempo of the game. They're playing Fredericktown football.
So, as things head down the stretch here, as we talked about with Teagan, they've got Cardington next week, which is a game they should win. This could set up, seeing how things go with Centerburg into Week 10, they could be playing for a share of the KMAC title.
Yeah, and like Coach was talking about before the game, on any given night, anybody in the conference can win this ball game. So that's how it is. It's high school football.
Well, with the win, Fredericktown is now 5-3 overall. They are 3-1 in the KMAC, and East Knox drops to 2-6. They are 1-4 in conference play. The final score tonight: Fredericktown 31 and East Knox 8. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Our producer was Adam Thompson, and the fine camera work courtesy of Keaton Cooper. But most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final score: Fredericktown 31 and East Knox 8. You've been watching high school football live and free on the OH Report, powered by BS Media Productions, the future of local sports. For Bruce Weirich, I'm Brian Harter. So long from Fredericktown.